start to talk and the hush falls. Pretty awesome. So good evening. My name is Tracy Koskan-Bergeron. I'm the Executive Director for the Alzheimer's Society of Timmins-Porcupine. Thank you very much. So I just wanted to take a minute and tell you a little bit of information about the Society, what we do here in Timmins. You do have some of this information on the first page of your program, so you can take it home and look at it later. Welcome to the Country Legends put on by the Benefit Show in partnership with the Alzheimer's Society of Timmins-Porcupine. And I just want to say thanks again for coming on a snowy night. I was a little nervous this afternoon, but thankfully the band was here, so that was all good. So the Alzheimer's Society of Timmins-Porcupine has been in operation for over 30 years. It was started in 1988 by Monica Bevel and a group of caregivers in this city that wanted to make sure that there was support for people who were going to be living with dementia in the future. Our catchment area has grown, and we actually serve from Hearst all the way down to Timiskaming with 6 full-time staff and 1 part-time staff. So it's a pretty huge area for a very few number of people. The current statistics are 564,000 Canadians are living with a diagnosis of dementia, 220,000 alone in Ontario. Our catchment area is estimated to have over 4,000 people who have a diagnosis. We've served so far this year 550 people, so families mostly, who are living with the illness. In 15 years, that number is going to be over 937,000 people. It's huge. But for each person that has a diagnosis of dementia, 4 people are touched. So that means in 15 years, over 2 million people in Canada are going to be in some way touched by this disease. And I'm going to assume that a lot of people here know someone, have a friend, have a neighbor, have a family member who is actually living with this disease and knows the difficult struggle of the caregiver. Mostly what we do is support the caregiver. Once the person with dementia has advanced, there's not a whole lot that we can do, but caregivers are the ones who bear the burden of the healthcare system, bear the burden of keeping that person at home in their familiar surroundings as long as possible. And that can be really tiring. So part of what we do is connect them with programs and services. We have support groups. We offer one-on-one support for those people to be able to help them manage longer. You can imagine if you are the sole caregiver of your loved one living at home, your spouse, maybe your son or daughter who's here with you today, and you get sick. Well, maybe that's my cue. Probably, I could talk all day. No, I'm gonna keep talking. Anyway, so you get sick and you go in hospital. Who's gonna look after your loved one now? So that's why our job is so important, to keep these caregivers healthy. I'm going to skip really quickly. So the other part is you can help. And how can you help? By supporting the events that you have supported tonight by coming out. Why is that important? All the money that's raised here in our catchment area actually stays in our catchment area. It doesn't go to Toronto, it doesn't go to the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. It specifically goes to the Alzheimer's Society of Timmins-Porcupine, which, like I said, serves from Hearst to Timiskaming. Thank you. That means a lot. We're one of the only frontline nonprofit organizations that does immediate, front one-to-one caregiver support in the area, and it's really a struggle to get our name out there. And we raise money all the time, and the reason we're doing that, we're only funded about 65% from the local health integration network. So the rest of our operating budget we have to fundraise, which is currently about $100,000 a year, which is huge. So on that note, the concert, our duck race, our walk for Alzheimer's, Mud Factor, motorcycle ride for memories, our Catch the Ace lottery, all of those things is why we work so hard to raise that money to support our caregivers. And one last note on music. Music is really important. Music sometimes is the only way that you can actually connect with that person who has dementia. And so just think about that right now. You probably remember the song that used to come on your alarm clock in the morning at 7 a.m. when you were a kid, and you would wake up to that and you'd have to go to school. If that song comes on now, you're going to know all the words, you're going to remember where you were when you heard it. So just think about that person with dementia. They tap into that, and you can actually have a relationship around music. So on that note, enjoy the show. Love your memories of the people that you're here with tonight, and thank you so much for your support.